Hi, Joanne here. Are you considering retiring soon? And if so, are you thinking that Nicaragua might be the place for you? Well, today I'm going to run through the cost of living here in Nicaragua as a single person in June 2025. So whether you're thinking of living here for just a little while or it's a long-term plan, and you plan to purchase something, even if that plan is to purchase, I would recommend that you rent for at least 6 months. The reason why is because San Juan is a small town. It has little pockets of community on the outskirts, and people don't know about those until they spend some time here. They get to know the area, maybe some of the people that live in those different little locations. And I think it's worth your while to take your time before making a big purchase, like purchasing property. So if you are single like me and all you need is a one-bedroom apartment, you can find a really good furnished apartment for anywhere from about, well, the ones that you want to live in, to give you a certain standard of living. You can find properties that go from $800 a month all the way up to $1,500 a month. So actually for this purpose, we'll just use the round figure of $1,000 a month. On top of your rent, you are going to need to pay for some things. Some rental places charge you for electricity, they charge you for internet, they charge you for water. Anyway, I will go through all of those costs for me, and just so you can see what those things cost should you be charged for those things when you go. The cost of water. I do not live in a fancy gated neighborhood. I live in a very humble neighborhood. I am on city water, and I pay $11.50 US per month for my water. If you live in a gated community that is very private, and even not gated, if it's a private community with a private HOA, you are looking at least $100 per month to pay for your water. A lot of people come here from especially the southern states where they have central AC. We typically do not have central AC here in Nicaragua. We have what they're called splits, and these air conditioners are not meant to be run all the time. They are meant to be run while you're at home. If you are here and you are using AC, you should really get into the habit of turning your AC off when you leave the home and just turning it back on when you come back. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to cool down your home when you get home, when you return. So that will save you a ton of money in electricity. We have this wonderful new grocery store here in San Juan del Sur. It is called Ahorra Más, which means save more. And it has a lot of different varieties. It has a wonderful meat counter. It has a good produce section, a lot of packaged foods, a lot of dairy. It's got a tiny little bakery. It's got everything. I go there once a month and I spend about $100. I stock up on all my meat and everything costs me about $100. Throughout the month, I buy eggs across the street from my casita, and eggs cost 7 Cordobas each, which is super cheap. I think throughout the month, I spend about $17 US on eggs. I also have produce delivered to my home, and I probably spend about $40 to $50 on produce per month, but I eat a lot of produce. I eat smoothies every day. I have avocado with my breakfast almost every day. So yeah, I consume a lot of produce, and it costs me about $40 per month. And it's delivered to my home, and there's no delivery charge, which is a beautiful thing. So let's talk about transportation. So I also recommend that you do not buy a vehicle as soon as you get here. I would say wait, and again, just put your feelers out and see what's available. A lot of people buy a used vehicle when they come here, which is great and fine. There's a lot of good used vehicles. There are some wonderful dealerships in Managua, which is 2.5 hours away. I personally am looking at buying a new vehicle at this time. I haven't as of recording this, but the vehicle I'm looking at is a Suzuki Franx, and it runs for 823,000 Cordobas, which is about just a little less than 23,000 US dollars. I don't know how that compares to America, Canada, or Europe. I haven't been in those places for a long time now, so you could let me know in the comments if that is higher than what you would pay for the same vehicle in your country. So a lot of people purchase used. You can rent a vehicle. There are rental companies here in town like Alamo. You can rent a car for about $50 per day for the smallest one, up to $150 per day for a very large vehicle. I see vehicles advertised on Facebook, I want to say about $800 to $1,000 per month, but I think that is very changeable as well. But that is available too. So yeah, I suggest that you take taxis everywhere until you buy a vehicle. So a taxi within the small center of town will cost you about 50 Cordobas. When I say 50 Cordobas, let's say that's $1.50 US. When I say 100 Cordobas, that's approximately $3 US. So there are two different types of taxis. There's shared taxis, which you can get almost everywhere in town for 50 Cordobas or $1.50 US. If you want to take a private taxi within town or the immediate area around town, that'll cost you about 100 Cordobas. This is daytime charges. After nightfall, the prices often double and sometimes triple. So the shared taxis, I only take those during the day, and I can't think of anything bad that's happened, but I feel safer if after dark I just take a private taxi. They're all the same taxis, but you just tell them that you want a private just to go to where you're going and to drop you off. So yeah, that's taxis. And I recommend that you use them for the first little while that you're here until, again, you get an idea of what's available out there as far as vehicles are concerned. So let's put together a little summary for you. So if we assume that you will spend $1,000 per month for a rental unit, and if we assume that you spend $140 on groceries, and approximately $100 on taxis, and $160 on electricity, $50 on internet, and $60 on water, you're looking at about $1,500 US per month. And of course, that could be a little more or a little less, depending on your tastes and what your decisions are. But anyway, I hope that information is useful for you and it helps you make a decision to come to San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. Have a great day.